Welcome to Unipol Watch. I'm Rebecca Ann Fernandez. I'm here with Mr. Joel Murray from the Australian Sex Party. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us here, Joel. Since the Australian Sex Party is the only party that respects drug consumption, is there anything that you would like to stress on that front?
I think our drug law reform policy really acknowledges that the current prohibition model doesn't work. Mm-hmm. If prohibition did work, then we would have less drug use over time, and in fact, drug use has increased over time.
Yeah. Can you give us a gist of what the revised drug policy would be?
Our drug policy is kind of multifaceted. Mm-hmm. So we've got the aspect where we look at legalising marijuana for medicinal and for recreational purposes.
Do you think there's any possible opposition towards this drug policy?
Absolutely. We're seeing moves internationally towards a more criminal and decriminalised approach.
How do you think it's going to benefit Victorians?
Yeah, I think, look, for cannabis, for example, you're going to get taxes raised through the sale of cannabis. That's going to be, a direct benefit to people of Victoria. Harms are going to be able to be decreased. We've seen in Portugal through decriminalising personal drug use. So there are less people taking up drugs and then less people staying on drugs.
So what does the party stress on in terms of same-sex marriage and legal abortion?
Our view is that that High Court decision is that it is up to the federal government to legislate with respect to the Marriage Act. Yes. However, on a state level, we're advocating for civil unions. So civil unions is definitely something that the state can enact until the federal government sort of catches up. Mm-hmm. Yes, they're kind of not the same as getting married, but in terms of the legal rights and legal recognition, then that will be satisfactory.
Okay. How effective have the campaigns been for the Australian Sex Party?
I think they've been really successful so far. Certainly, like, our number of members have increased, our number of votes have increased at each election. Okay. In terms of actual policies, even though we haven't been in Parliament, we've seen R-rated computer games introduced. We've seen the internet filter put on the shelf, and we've also seen the Royal Commission on Child Sex Abuse. And whilst we weren't solely responsible for any of these, we certainly did contribute to getting them achieved.
Okay. So what change does the party look at bringing after the elections or in the future?
Well, hopefully we'll get a member elected into the upper house. That would be fantastic. And I think it's about taking the opportunity to work with the other members of Parliament who, many of them agree with our policies. Yes. It's just they don't want to be the one who puts that forward.
That's true.
So they can, we hopefully will be able to negotiate and put forward some really forward-thinking policies.
Well, thank you, Joel. That was really nice. So it was great having you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.